Hey everybody, welcome back to the Tribe of Nerds. We are back for Survivor 1 through 50, talking about David versus Goliath. Devin, Adrienne, Jonathan, and I are back, so this is going to be a really fun time. Let's kick it off. Why did you guys want to discuss David versus Goliath?
It's an S tier season. This is like one of the greatest seasons in Survivor. Like this will always be in the top 10. Most likely will be in the top 5, and it could probably be in the top 3 as well. Like if I was going to show a beginner watcher of Survivor, I would show him this season because it's that good. It's that good.
I can explain it in one sentence. Can I have your jacket?
Yeah.
Hashtag jacket gate.
we had to name the episode after this quote because it's so funny, and we will get there. But yeah, I totally agree. Adrienne?
Yeah, for me, it's also just a top. I would definitely say top 5, probably top 3 for me. I tend to love the versus seasons, like Blood vs. Water, David vs. Goliath, Millennials vs. Gen X. Like, I just think that when you separate tribes by like a very specific category, it just makes for a really interesting dynamic, and it's really fun. And then when they do like the tribe swaps, it just shakes it up even more. So I think it's really fun. Really good casting. Love almost everybody on the cast. If they are annoying, they at least like add comedic value to the show, and it's 100%. And like good gameplay on top of it. So I love a season that has a good mix of characters and gameplay.
Yeah. There's like maybe 1 or 2 duds on this cast, and otherwise everybody delivers. Like maybe you could say B because she just kind of quits, obviously just for her own like physical health, her job, but like I don't know, like most everybody else delivers something. So but yeah, let's talk about the theme. So we got David versus Goliath. We have a great cast, and putting a great theme together of like the underdogs versus the people who are used to being successful. I think it's a great theme. Like I wonder if like all of us are probably Davids, but I don't know. I mean,
I'm just thinking that I'm like we're a bunch of Davids over here.
Yeah.
Devin looks really concerned.
Devin,
I agree. Like I hate saying it. Like they did kind of frame it in a way. Like they obviously tried to make it sound as good as they could, but like the way I understood it going in was like, here are 10 super successful people who've gotten everything they want in life. And here's like a bunch of people who have like the crap into the stick at least once, if not multiple times.
Yeah. This season should have just been called like Jocks versus Nerds. Or just like episode title Revenge of the Nerds.
Yeah, like you have people like poor Pat is gonna go through it of like he has had such a hard life, and then like potentially it's him or Nick Wilson going home first, and then he breaks his back. Like poor Pat.
Watching the first few episodes like through again, I was like, wow, these Davids are just like really living up to the name. Like they just get the shit end of the stick over and over again in the season too. It's like 2 people get one medevac, one quits because of an injury. They like can't win the first couple of challenges. The weather, like obviously that affects both tribes, but I was like, they are just like going through it.
I mean, like you said, they got the crap into the stick, and like, you know, obviously, like that must have been Eliza's stick that was just screwing.
Yeah, it was just hanging around camp.
It is.
It was dangling around in the camp somewhere, and I don't know. I think that like the beginning of this season is very like it's good, but I do think that this is a season that picks up extremely after the swap.
Yeah.
And then it starts to like, because it's kind of like the first 4 episodes are basically setting up like the Davids are the, you know, the shafted group. But then after the swap, for the most part, they start getting what they like. They start out playing most of the Goliaths.
Yeah.
I actually disagree. Like, I actually feel like the first few episodes were, I mean, the first one, maybe not because it was a medevac and it was kind of uneventful. Yeah. I mean, not uneventful. It was tragic and sad, but like vote-wise and game-wise, it was uneventful.
Yeah. But with that edit, though, with the medevacs, it was going to be either that or Nick, and then being like, oh, even though it was a terrible thing that happened for the person who would go on to win the season. They did that, like, granted, they didn't know at the time this guy was going to win, but after he had already won, it was like, oh, this is going to look great in the editing room.
I'm in the camp that I think that even if they did attend Tribal, I think Pat would have been voted out.
Yeah.
It would have been close. I think rewatching it, I almost believe it probably would have been 6-4 against Pat now. Like,
the truth is like, I just don't think that you can risk sending, like, when you're on a tribe and you know that your tribe is already like potentially physically weaker than the other tribe, and you're debating between two boots, and one of them is like, what, it was Pat, like 40-some, not in the worst shape, but not in the best shape, versus like a 27-year-old or something who's like athletically built, obviously very smart, like going to be good at the puzzles too. Like, to me, I think that the tribe probably would have just chosen to stick with the person who might be able to win challenges over the person who probably is not going to be.
But I think the first few episodes, like pre-swap even, are where a lot of the alliances kind of come together. Like, you get the Gabby and Christian duo like forming pretty much immediately. Mason Dixon alliance really early, and like the scene with Gabby and Christian like sitting on the beach, and she's like, "Will you play with me?" Like, and he's like, "In the sand." Like, it's just so sweet and so adorable.
I'll be like, "What the hell?"
I love
what's going on right here. Oh, there's so much going on this season. It's like I don't remember the only other season that I could remember that had like this amount of like stuff going on was probably Heroes versus Villains. That was like just so many like interchangeable things, and like ricochets going everywhere with like alliances and people getting voted out. But that was something that I took away from this, was like there was just a lot going on.
Yeah, I would say Kagian is the only other one where I can remember where it was ricocheting literally of Tony flipping everywhere. But like, I do agree with Adrienne as well, because like you do also have Napalm Natalie, as we'll get to, literally feuding with Jeremy for an episode. You have Natalia and Alec break up, like, and Alec literally blindsides Natalia and she gets so pissed at him.
Shut up.
So, like, you have first 4 episodes, you still have some great moments. So
I mean, I think that basically what I was saying is like, if you were to narrow down, like, if you like got like 30 seconds to explain the season as much as you could, the first portion of the game, you're going to say, oh, this was the setup for how the Davids are Davids. And like the only Goliath we see go home, I believe, is
Jeremy.
Jeremy. Yeah, because she basically, it's just a big character moment for Natalie across that episode. Basically setting up her downfall once the tribe swap happens.
Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, let's get into the season itself. So we get the opening, we get both the Goliaths and the Davids coming up, and then like you immediately get the Angelina confessional, like almost making fun of the Davids, like climbing up in the boat. She's like, "Oh, how cute! Like the Davids are coming up onto the boat," and I'm just like, this is so funny that they're setting up Angelina to be like this. I don't know, like, for lack of a better term, they're setting her up to be like the evil snobby bitch. Like, I feel like it's so weird. Like, and I don't know, like it's still fun to watch Angelina, even though her character is set up to be that way.
I feel like she kind of like becomes a David through the season though. Like the more her personality comes out, I'm like, I feel like you would have actually been a really good fit on the David tribe to begin with.
I do agree. Yeah. It's interesting, her arc.
People get tired of putting up with her shit throughout the season, because it's like in like the most endearing way possible, because she's probably like the most mean Survivor player after this season.
100%.
And it's like, but not like in a bad way. It's like she does like dumb stuff like as we progress through the season, but it's like kind of like I didn't like her at first, but now like I look back on it, I'm like, oh, that's like comedy gold.
We're talking about Angelina. Angelina. Like Angelina is a top 10 character of Survivor. I mean, like that, to have somebody who like efficiently fulfills like a try hard like archetype, like who also is, I can't wait till we get to it. But like her one-liners throughout the whole season and her antics are just probably the things that whenever somebody like talks about the season, the things that come to my mind are things instigated or surrounding Angelina. So
yeah, we will. I'm sure we'll be quoting everything she does when we get to it in the season as we talk about it. But yeah, definitely put a pin in it for now. And then of course, let's start off with this reward challenge where the Goliaths get to pick who they want, and then they get to pick the Davids that they want to go against. Then the Davids get to pick like what kind of stuff they want the Goliaths to go do. So they end up picking Lyrsa and Christian, or Big Bang Theory, as of course as he's referred to go up against John Hennigan and Allison. So this is a really fun matchup. Of course, it's always fun to watch the Davids win the first challenge after being so underestimated. And this sets up Christian very nicely. Again, another one of our 50 players here. And immediately I love Christian. So I'm sure you guys probably feel the same about him, but
I mean, he's another one of those like most iconic characters for the whole series, especially this season, where I think the way he chooses to like speak, like the way he frames it is so unique that like from the moment that they showed him, I knew like this guy is going pretty deep into this game, because like I don't know if they would have highlighted him that much if he was an early boot, because they would have felt stupid for letting him be an early boot.
Yeah, it's also like it's interesting because also like he solves the slide puzzle super quickly, and I think that's something that follows him the entire season, where he's going to get targeted because everybody sees him as so smart because of that.
Well, he ends it. He was like, it wasn't a fair fight because I wrote a theory on it in college. Like,
he kind of put a target on his own back.
True.
Like, do you know how much information I could, like, if you told me to write an essay on a slide puzzle, it might be 2 sentences. That's about how much information I could give you about a slide puzzle.
Right. Yeah, not
it was my thesis.
Okay. I love Christian. All right, so we get the reward challenge. We then get back to camp. We've already discussed everything that kind of happens on the David tribe. I think we should also introduce Mike White here, because obviously our third returnee immediately gets recognized that he directed movies. He's Ned Schneebly in School of Rock, and like everybody knows.
That's what most people I think probably actually knew him from, is he's the guy who raced the Amazing Race twice with his dad. I think his dad.
Yeah, I didn't remember that until I watched it this time. Like I guess I haven't seen every season of Amazing Race, but I've seen most of them, and I don't remember him ever being on it but then he does mention it in like one of the first episodes, and I was like, oh. Yeah.
I mean,
how did you do on it?
He finished, I think, 6th his first season and like 7th or 8th his second, I think. Like,
go back and find them.
Overall, like the thing is like he's also like, obviously Mike himself is not like, for reality TV, obviously, like we're not going to shame people for being older, but for reality TV, Mike is actually an older person when he played, even on Amazing Race his first time. And he was playing with his dad. So if he's considered an older person, like imagine how old his dad, in comparison to the rest of the cast was. Yeah. And he still did that well. So I think that he's just a very smart person. I think he's actually built better for Survivor, because Mike is a storyteller. Like it's what he does for a living, and it comes across on screen. He knows what he's saying to make people kind of see his, outlook.
And he makes amazing television on the White Lotus. If you haven't watched it, you all should watch.
Yeah, Adrienne, go watch it. It's amazing.
And
it's like, I can't wait for season 4.
and he gives all his cast members like cameos in the White Lotus, which is really funny.
Yeah, so, Christian was in last season.
Yeah, Christian, Angelina, Alec,
Angelina,
Carl, I believe was in one. So yeah,
Lyrsa, I think.
Kara, I believe as well. Kara was with Angelina. So yeah, I mean it's really interesting. I guess on the Goliath tribe, we should also bring up Hot Cop Dan, where he was fat and now he's a hot cop because he does find the idol. He does make this bond with Kara that is going to end up like breaking up halfway through the season. But I don't know. Like I still kind of liked Dan, but like I was also like, this guy's going to get duped by Kara. Like Kara's absolutely playing him.
I think that like Dan's another character that whenever you're watching, especially on this rewatch, I noticed like they set him up so well for his eventual, the betrayal that, follows. And I don't know why, but like, I don't know how being like chubby and then losing weight makes you a Goliath, but like, whatever. Like at this point, you're like grasping for straws. That would be like them putting me on and be like, "Oh, Devin's a Goliath because he's 6'2". Like, how many people are 6'2"? Like
only
what?
One
like
apparently.
10% of the population is 6 foot or taller or something. I'm 1 in 10 people.
I don't know. I definitely think they're like, well, Dan looks hot now, so we're just gonna put him on the Goliaths.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
So then we're gonna get the first immunity challenge. The Davids do lose, and then on the way back, they are showing like the waves, and all of a sudden we see that Medical is attending to Pat. He broke his back basically because the boat crashed on the waves. It sucks to see someone go out this way. I'm honestly surprised they didn't like bring Pat back at some point like they did with Bruce later and Caleb beforehand. But I don't know.
We need a season of medevacs. I've been saying this for a long time. Like bring back anyone who like got robbed because of something so stupid.
Yeah.
The problem with that is I feel like with the exception of the only female medevac I can think of is Courtney.
Yeah, I think it's just Courtney at this point. I still don't think
I like medevacs and quitters. There's a lot of female
I don't want a female quitters on. The only ones that come to mind are Kathy and
I don't know what
Lindsay
you
to beat up people.
But I think there might also be like a bias towards people that get medevaced, and it's like we really wanted this person to go far, or they were intended to go far, but then they just got taken out by medevac. So we're gonna let them come back versus somebody that gets medevac and they didn't really have any intention or kind of like faith in the person to go far anyways. So it's almost like you're doing us a favor here. Like, even though it's like, I mean, they say Survivor is a show first and a game second, but it's like, I feel like it was just one of those situations where with Pat, it was like definitely horrible that it happened. But I think that was like probably like, I don't know if it just like sped up the process.
Yeah, or like Bruce had so much.
Yeah, like because like other players that got medevac, they're like, we wanted you to do so well, but we're gonna let you come back. They literally asked Pat at like the reunion if he would come back. He's like, yeah, I would love to come back, which is like great, but the reality is like, certain people get asked back and other people don't get asked back.
I mean, the reality is like, yes, he's a member of this cast, but Pat truly didn't play Survivor because he never made it to a tribal council. He never made it to the point of the game where, like, he got to show up for, the appetizer, but before the main course could ever happen, he was swept away. He got to the soup and salad and scooped.
And if anything, like this arc ended up being because of the edit to reinforce Nick's game because of how Nick, you were going to go home, but because Pat got medevac, you got saved. And because of this is going to be a great edit to explain your victory at the end of the season kind of thing. So, yeah,
it's interesting. But yeah, like I think we said, Pat, I think was going to be first boot. And I do agree, like at this point, he probably was never going to do well on any season just because his personality was going to rub people the wrong way. And he's always going to be that guy that's like going to be loud and working on the shelter. Like I don't really see any like other avenue that Pat is going to take at the beginning. So, I believe also they had said at the beginning like Pat was a reason why they did the theme or something. Jeff had said something like it, but I don't know. But yeah, Pat is gone.
Finding a theme around someone who gets medevaced before first tribal.
Okay.
Embarrassing, Jeff.
Game changer. Game changer.
Game changer. Yes.
We're not talking about game changers. I will die on that hill. Go back and watch season 34.
It's a great season. Everybody loved it. I was like, top tier.
Oh, please. All right, so then we are going to get to the next episode. This is now Christian and Nick have formed the Mason-Dixon line, and they are basically going to control this next vote that ends up being between Lyrsa and Jessica. And they end up scoring a blindside on Jessica here at their first tribal council, technically. Mm-hmm. So I mean, this was a good blindside. I didn't really have faith in Jessica. I mean, she was only 19, but I mean, she did end up having 3 people on her side. So like that, I guess that's impressive for a 19-year-old to be able to get like 3 people to be willing to keep her in the game. So
I credit Queen Gabby with that vote. Like she was the first one to. I'm obsessed with Gabby, if you can't know. And, I feel like she was the first one to bring it up. Like, why are we doing Lyrsa? We should be doing Jess. And obviously, like Christian and Nick and like the Mason-Dixon line kind of were the swing there and deciding who went. But Gabby was the first one to bring it up, and I was like, I love that we're already gaming this hard in episode 2.
Yeah,
I mean,
Gabby's the best.
I don't have much to say about Jessica other than like she was kind of screwed from the offset of the season. I mean, like you said, she was only like 19, but also like.
But they thought she was 22.
Yeah, but also like unfortunately,
3 years makes a huge difference.
This is the era of Survivor where people were constantly afraid of like the next coming of Parvati. Like we seen it in Ghost Island with people like comparing. I think it was Libby, and I'm like, these people are listen like. Okay, like that's like comparing Parvati to a fart. I mean, it's that absurd. Like these people are not Parvati. Okay, like if they're the next, I hate saying it. If they're the next coming of Parvati, you will know after the season when they've won.
Yeah. True. Yeah, it's interesting how that always comes up, and I guess it should because Parvati is now a 2-time winner. So. Like I said, you will know when she wins if she's Parvati. Yeah. I will say to Gabby, so I was rewatching it with my mom, and my mom kept commenting how much Gabby cried all season.
Yeah,
it's okay to show emotion.
There was one point.
I know.
Some of us are emotional players.
We've been there. I just found it funny.
Some of us cry in Vanquish.
Yeah. I did too. I was part of that club, Adrienne. Wow. So I do see it. I just noticed my mom is like constantly saying Gabby cries too much. I was like,
that's why I love her. She's a sensitive soul.
It's great, but there was one point where she did drive me up a wall, and I think Christian was just like so fed up with her shit. Like, he was like, "What the?" Like, but we'll get to that later.
Yeah,
we will. So then let's go over to the Goliaths, because now we're gonna see them go to tribal council, and we have the birth of Napalm Natalie and her rivalry with Jeremy Crawford. And this man got so angry that they blindsided him here that he didn't show up to the reunion.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
So
2 Goliaths didn't go to the reunion because we had Jeremy not show up, and then Alec broke his NDA and said fuck it and posted a picture with Kara and got banned. So like
I do remember that.
Yeah. Were they both not there?
No, yeah. Kara was there, but they blamed Alec because he's the one who posted it.
So at the reunion, Jeremy and Alec weren't there?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I remember Alec not being there. I don't remember Jeremy not being there.
Yeah, I noticed. It was like, yeah.
Being that salty over getting voted out of a show that the goal is to vote people out is kind of crazy.
I'll just be honest. I think it might have boiled down more so not just because he was blindsided, but because he was blindsided by Natalie. Like, Natalie got the best of him, and he just seen her as such a non-entity in the game. Like, big character, no strategy, and like, I actually don't credit Natalie for his blindside, but the fact that people were like, deal with Natalie, who's not a threat, versus this guy who's obviously like double dealing, double talking. Like, to me, it's an obvious, like, if you can keep somebody who's definitely a shield, you keep the annoying shield and you send home somebody else. Usually, I mean, unless the shield is just botching the challenges so hard that you can't, you might just attend every tribal because of them.
I had a soft spot for Jeremy on the rewatch. I don't remember this from the first few times I've watched either, when he was talking about his dad with early onset Alzheimer's. I was like, my dad had early onset Alzheimer's, so I was rooting for him just because of that. I didn't want him to go.
Yeah, I noticed that on the rewatch too. I was like, oh, Adrienne's gonna love Jeremy.
I do. Anyone who has a parent with young onset Alzheimer's, my heart goes out to them.
Yeah, I did like him. Like I feel bad because it should have been Natalie most here, but of course Natalie is such a big character for this pre-merge that I'm okay with her lasting a couple more episodes to give us what we get.
Yeah, to give us the moment.
Yeah, I will say, in a perfect world, Natalie is the first member of the jury.
Yes,
that way she sticks around just long enough to get there, and then we get her at Final Tribal where she can just be. That would have been the perfect world.
I would have loved to see her at Final Tribal.
Oh my god, that would have been
a juror.
Yeah. Well, we should mention her confessionals, her voting confessionals, because these are so funny. Where she insults the person and then gives a compliment to make it seem like it's a backhanded compliment. It's so funny. She's like, that staining sensation in your eyes. It's that Natalie napalm. And then she's like, yeah, your skin is fantastic, darling.
Yeah.
So,
like I said, I feel like the Jeremy boot is more of just the very quick rise and, as we will soon talk about, swift fall of one of the greatest pre-mergers of Survivor.
Yes. Yeah, at this point I was like, is Natalie actually gonna make it farther than anybody thinks? And it's no. All right, so then we are gonna get beat quitting, so we skip past that and we get the swap. Carl is sent to Exile Island where he's gonna find the idol nullifier. We will obviously bring that up much later in the season. But this is where Natalia is going to get completely blindsided. She's getting really paranoid, really bossy, and it turns Alec against her.
I have a question before we get into that.
Yeah.
I wrote this down to talk about. So this is when they do the tribe swap, right?
Yes.
They don't know, well, maybe production does, but the cast doesn't know that B's quitting.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, and they do Exile, and it's 3 tribes of 5 and 1 on Exile. What would have happened if B didn't quit?
Yeah, that's
how do you swap to 3 tribes?
I think B must have been mentioning it at thing, and they've convinced her to do it at this, so they can immediately go in. I think that had B not quit, we would have had one more round of gameplay before the swap.
You think?
Yeah, I can see what Devin's saying. I think that's probably accurate. And yeah, because she does bring up her leg. She hurt her leg in the last challenge, and so she's probably spending a day or two saying that she hurt her leg and she needs to go.
And then kind of telling them beforehand gives the crew time to prepare for the next stage of the game. That's why
I guess there is the idea that they could have sent 2 people to Exile Island.
That's what I was wondering.
And then had a double, and then had 2 tribes go to tribal, and those 2 tribes each pick up one or the other depending on.
Yeah,
that's what I was. I was like, it's a good what if, Shane.
Yeah, that is a good what if for Shane and I for sure. We'll definitely come to it at some point.
All right, talk about it. What if you didn't quit?
Yeah, let's definitely put a pin in that. All right, so then we get to Natalia getting blindsided. So this is a fun tribal council. So Alec is basically wanting to stick with Karen and Natalia, and then Natalia just pisses him off so much he goes to Davie and Elizabeth and is like, you know what? Let's just vote Natalia out because she's bothering me.
I feel like he made it so obvious at tribal though what he was doing, and I was like. Natalia's like, I don't like this. But then she still acts so shocked when it happens. And I was like, girl, he was whispering to everyone but you. You knew this was coming. But she gets oh, what?
I don't really consider this a great, I guess in a way it's a great blindside. For some reason, she did seem like she did not understand what was going to happen, even though, like you said, it was very apparent. But what this is one of the greatest examples of what happens when you self-implode after a swap. Like, if you do not play that swap well, it doesn't matter if you have the majority. If people start seeing you panic and start imploding on yourself, like, people are going to get rid of it because they're afraid that you might tank their game.
She was already a little paranoid pre-swap.
Yeah.
And the swap just like, I would have voted her out too. She was annoying.
Yeah, she was definitely annoying, and like she's like accusing Kara of like flipping on her, and so like Kara had no idea what was happening. But yeah, so obviously Natalia turns like she's shocked, and then she's like, "Oh, I can't even. You're smiling too much," and then she just tells Alec to shut up on her way out. So
it's the
so
best.
funny.
I mean, how weird is it? I mean, I know that sometimes we get like double names, like but like to get a Natalie and a Natalia and then stick them on the same tribe was just like, luckily the Natalie of it all was so iconic that you couldn't forget her. But like, can you imagine if we ended up with like a Kelly Bruno versus Purple situation again?
Yes. Yeah, or Rhino and Skinny Ryan. I mean, I guess that was pretty special,
I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, if anybody from Survivor production ever does for some reason watch this, quit putting people with similar or the same name on the same tribe. You got 20 people or 18 people. You can pick somebody else to go on that tribe so that we can at least not have to deal with that crap.
Yeah, not have to deal with Sophie and Soph again.
It's a double name. Everybody loves it, right? Everybody wants a double name. Next time we'll do 3 names.
Yeah. Survivor, but everybody's named Taylor.
No, because they love it so much, they should just have a whole season of people with the exact same name.
No,
like they should just do it. See what happens.
That will be right after the medevac season.
Yeah.
I don't think we have enough people. We have like 5.
19 people have been medevaced. I Googled it. And that might have been an old article, so it might be even more.
That's so crazy. Yeah, it's been quite a few. All right, let's get to Jackets and Eggs, one of the greatest episodes in Survivor history. So basically Napalm Natalie has pissed off her entire tribe, and so much so that Mike White and Angelina are just like, you know what? We have the majority, but let's flip on Natalie anyway because she's no use to us anymore. And we get conversation at camp of Angelina's cold. She wants someone's jacket. We get Natalie basically negotiating for Lyrsa's jacket and then Nick's jacket as well. So we can't forget that. So it's like the build up to this tribal. And then we get to tribal. And of course, what the name of the episode is Angelina pretends to vote with Natalie against Lyrsa. And Natalie gets voted out. And Natalie, can I have your jacket?
And then when she said that, Mike White's reaction, him doing this, kind of check, he goes, oh my God. I was like, and Nick's in the background, I'm like, oh. I was like, is this happening right now?
It was the awkward hug followed by the demure stance of Natalie, like with such like girl, speak up.
And Natalie just blatantly ignores her though, which is my favorite part. She says it like 5 times, like Natalie.
She's going down the ramp.
And then she just,
Natalie, don't want to talk to you, girl.
Yeah, it's so funny.
Then we cut to Natalie at the end of the episode, and she actually has put the jacket on.
Yeah, he's like,
oh, it's so funny. Yeah, and then Mike's, as Jonathan said, Mike is just so embarrassed, and Nick says like, I hope it was $1 million jacket.
So good.
It was in that moment. I was
actually,
like,
I do want to talk about one other thing, because around this episode is when I started noticing this. Nick's teeth are so pearly white and so straight and so perfect, and it's almost like so perfect it's uncomfortable. Like, I was like,
I love that this is what you noticed.
When it got to me, I was like, I think it was because he was smiling through the entire Angelina thing, like, and I'm sitting there like that big smile and I was like, gosh, his teeth are really like unnaturally white and straight.
He's Vampire Jonathan.
Yeah, he's vampire for sure.
That'll come in in episode 40.
Yes, yeah, we will reference that more in episode 40. But yeah, as much as we will probably reference Angelina asking for jackets in this episode and all the other stuff she's about to do. Mm-hmm. So we lose Napalm Natalie, and then the next episode is basically, Nick makes the alliance with Mike and like the rock stars, and then Lyrsa is voted out. But we also get the formation of the Brochachos on the Tiva tribes. You get Christian, Dan, and John Hennigan, and like the mayor of Slamtown. We should mention all of John's amazing nicknames that he says early on, like.
There's like a 5-minute montage of him just like naming them. I was like, all right, you can stop.
One of them's like Bushy of Tushy or something. I don't know.
Listen, I don't want to see his bushy tushy. No. Sorry. Did not need to know that.
Oh my god.
I don't know. John Hennigan is, if we're talking about like the biggest guys that have ever been on the show, it's James, John Hennigan, and Jonathan. Yeah. So those
don't want to see his bushy tushy.
I don't need to know that.
Good times.
Oh god.
Yeah.
The Brochachos are back.
Yeah,
I love the Brochachos alliance though, but again, my heart breaks for little old Gabby, who's like, I don't fit in because I'm not a bro.
Fine.
Christian was like, I'm just a girl.
Christian was like, this is good for us, and she's like, Christian, come build sandcastles with me. And he's like, oh, I can't do this shit anymore. Like.
And then Christian's over here asking, what does it take to become the comptroller of Slamtown?
He's like, Gabby, I'm making moves. He's like, this is for us.
All right. So, we lose Lyrsa, and Lyrsa's final words I did find funny because she's like, I have to now spend the entire pre-jury trip at Ponderosa with Natalie.
Like Lyrsa, honestly, she's I do think she might be a little underrated because like Lyrsa was not like, she kind of suffers from the fact that like Angelina, Mike, Nick, Natalie, Christian, like Gabby, she's in there with a lot of really big characters, but she wasn't like a slouch of a character either. She was a very like spunky person who clearly was annoyed.
The whole time.
I think her biggest moment for me is like basically whenever they're asking about the eggs, and then she's like, I'm a chef. Like in her confession, I lived in Puerto Rico where we got like homegrown eggs for years. Like, home laid, not grown, but whatever.
Yeah. I feel like that's what seals the deal for her that Natalie needed to go in that episode when Natalie's like talking about like we just have to cook all the eggs now, and Lyrsa's like, no, you're not going to tell the chef like how to store eggs properly. Like you got to go.
Yeah. And then we do get set up for Carl versus Elizabeth, that they don't like each other because Elizabeth's like mad that Carl like hates that she's complaining about her back problems or something. Like, I don't know. Elizabeth is not like she might be close to a dud for me.
There can only be room for one cowboy hat on this season.
Yeah, and it belongs to the Godfather.
Carl, the Godfather.
I don't necessarily think that she was a dud. I think that she just started out in a really like I wonder what we would have got if she would have went into a different placement, because like obviously she's the merge boot.
Unanimous as well.
Yeah, but the merge boot, obviously, like usually in a season, the merge boot does get decent amount of content. And I did feel like she got, an ample amount, especially in comparison to some people. The problem is like it was
like do anything. Like she didn't control any of the vote. She didn't like drive alliances. Like she just was kind of there.
Right.
I mean, I feel like her best episode is probably when she bonds with Kara and the Natalia flip happens. It's probably her best episode.
Yeah. It also could be like because she's on a season with like so many big characters that she gets overshadowed a bit because like there's just so many big personalities on this season.
I feel like the problem is I think she kind of like by the end of her run, she comes across very like almost like she was entitled to go far in the game because of her story. Like that's how it came across to me. Like, oh, I deserve to be here because like I'm one of the Daviest Davids that there are. Like
Yeah. I mean, I just remember that Nick calls their alliance the Thoroughbreds. That's all I remember, honestly. And that she had back problems. And I guess her last name is Olsen. She's Elizabeth Olsen, which is funny. I it's like she's the same name as Elizabeth Olsen. Weird.
Relation?
I don't think so. All right, we do get the merge then, and the Goliaths are going to be up in numbers. And we get messy Angelina coming back in because she goes and tries to jury manage Elizabeth and then just gets completely blown up.
Yeah, she's 2 for 2 at this point.
I mean, to be fair, that is Elizabeth's best move at that point. Is just like, you're going home. Your best bet is to maybe piss off the rest of the Goliaths and make them maybe be like, no, Angelina can go first since she's being,
Yeah. I mean, it does tank Angelina's entire game for the rest of the season because Angelina's not winning from this point.
Yeah. Like, honestly, it probably helped Angelina because Angelina is now a goat to be taken to the end.
Yeah, 100%. But it's just funny where her art goes. I wonder if it's honestly going to continue into 50 where, like, Angelina's just not going to be seen taken seriously at all. And I don't know, like, I'm wondering, but like it's also been some time for Angelina, and she's a mom now, so things are probably different for her.
I hope not. I hope that we get more Angelina antics.
Yeah, I mean, I want more antics for sure. So then we're gonna get to one of the craziest episodes in Survivor history. I think, because this is gonna be. I mean, this is just insane what the Davids are able to pull off. And we haven't mentioned Davie at all. And Davie is a huge character and someone who I would have put in contention for 50, I think, as well. And I've met Davie as well. Davie's a very nice guy and very fun and a fellow nerd. So I like Davie. This episode, I feel like, is a huge move for him. Obviously, he has an idol. And we're basically going to get that the Davids find all these advantages. Nick gets to steal a vote. Carl has the idol nullifier. And they're going to start putting into play something as the Goliaths are going to target Christian. And we get to tribal. Davie is going to play his idol for Christian. Dan is going to play one of his idols for Angelina, who begs for it. And then...
Can I have your idol?
Yeah, can I have your idol, Dan?
Yeah. I want her to stand up and do the demure.
She's like, at one point, she's like, Dan, did you say who it was for?
Yeah. Did you clarify that's my idol now?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, good.
Just one
my idol, audience at home, my idol.
Yeah.
Looks at the camera. You guys saw it.
So Christian is immune and Angelina is immune, but the Davids did do a plurality vote split to blindside John Hennigan out of the game. It's such an insane move and I never saw it coming. But on the rewatch, it's really fun to when he's like, it's gonna be a Brochachos blindside, and then it is a Brochachos blindside. As they say, off the top rope.
The editing was perfect. I mean,
yes.
Overall, obviously it works out for Nick. I don't know if blindsiding John was probably the person I would have wanted. I probably would have probably wanted Dan. Can we potentially get a Dan blindside? But
did Dan have immunity at this time?
I knew Dan had the idols, so
I think he had immunity.
I think he did have immunity.
Oh, he did have immunity, didn't he?
Yes.
The way it goes down, next vote is
maybe John is the best option then. But
doesn't Dan go right after?
Yeah, Dan goes right after.
It's like these two vote outs are probably what increased the stock of the season of why it's like an S tier season.
Yes.
Is because there's so many ricochet things going on, and there's so many advantages that need to be played perfectly at the right exact moment that you're assuming that someone's going to do it, and it all just works out because we've seen.
I want to say too, it's not just the fact that they work out, and it's not just the level of gameplay, but it's also who's doing it. It's the Davids. Yeah. This is their slingshot, like
to kill Goliath,
to take down Goliath. And I do think that does raise the stock in the season because not only is it good gameplay and interesting to watch, but it's also kind of like what you would inherently kind of want to see is like the underdog or dogs like taking control of the game.
Yeah, 100%. And like the fact that it is going to be the 3 biggest guys on the Goliaths all going home in a row, like that also helps it, I think, too. So, any other thoughts on the John Hennigan Blindside? Are we ready to hit the next really great episode?
I mean, like you said, the only thing I do want to highlight is the fact that like how, to me, this is almost like one of those chances for them to say, oh, this was a game changer. This was like the first time the minority did a plurality. So I think that's very notable.
Yeah, it definitely contributes to the evolution of the game as we know it, 100%. Mm-hmm. So I expect we'll bring it up again at the end of the podcast. All right. And then we are going to get Hot Cop Dan and Kara that are going to break up. Kara's like, I'm ready to ditch Dan. And
he's on his own.
Yep. And Dan's like sulking the entire episode as well. he's like, I should have played my idol for John. And like, I don't know, like, it is funny to watch Dan sulk the entire time. And we are then going to get, Dan knows he's going to have to play his idol, and Dan does, but Godfather Carl pulls out the idol nullifier, nullifies Dan's idol, bing. And Nick is also going to steal Allison's vote as well. So yeah, it's a huge moment again for the Davids to pull this off against Dan. So
yeah, I think these 3 blindsides, or well, these 2 blindsides, and then this like unanimous vote that comes immediately after, are definitely like the swing points for the I would say for the Davids, but actually for the only David that matters to the end game. As we will see shortly after these votes, they will implode. But I do think that Dan, he very much falls into that category of like overplayed his hand very clearly, got caught overplaying his hand, and then spends his like final episode kind of as like basically bummed out that he knows that like even if he survives this tribal, like he's his days are numbered. Right. So it's probably better for him to go out in this weird way opposed to just like idling himself one round to go home the following or something.
Right. Exactly. I mean, it does suck in a way that like he goes out in this weird way that he couldn't have seen coming, but he was screwed anyway. So
yeah.
Didn't matter.
I mean, his number one ally basically said
bye
and ditched.
Yeah, they had the breakup.
Like, you're on your own, babes. You're like,
yeah. And this is good on Kara because a lot of times we have like the showmance where the woman gets targeted over the guy and she gets screwed because she went with the guy. Like, I think it's pretty refreshing as well this season to have Kara not get screwed because she aligns with Dan. Like, she knows when to cut him loose.
Yeah, but I do think that also contributes to the fact that they managed to stay in the game to the merge. I feel like if the woman gets targeted first, it's always because it's in the pre-merge.
Right.
But like once the merge hits, it's usually the man because of the individual immunity threat that they usually. Because let's face it, like they hardly ever show a showmance unless like the man is literally like some sort of Greek god going up against peasants who's just like, and then the woman's just like this like in her like what do you call it, the silky gown and with her flowing hair, and she's like, oh, thank you for winning immunity again. like obviously one of these is more threatening than the other at this point.
Oh my God,
this episode, oh my God.
It's always gonna have a lot of good one-liners when Devin's here.
Yes.
Like a lot of like random analogies that no one else would think of but Devin.
Like, you know, but before the merge, it's like the opposite. They're like the man is perceived as like me, big strong man, and then like the woman's like, come hither into my corner so I can seduce you into doing my bidding. That's the dynamic.
I will say, I think the opposite of that, way down the road, is Franny and Matt.
Oh yeah. In that case,
Love
Franny's,
some Franny.
Franny's the muscle and the back.
That's for a future episode.
Yeah, that's a future episode.
Yeah.
All right, so then we are going to get the iconic moment. It is a double episode, but we do get the iconic moment of Christian on the endurance challenge against Alec, where Christian just talks so much that Alec just falls off. Like, this is one of Christian's many good moments, and I love the moment. My mom and I both obviously pick up this on the rewatch, where obviously Christian's like, I may never get this chance again. Obviously, like it's such a fun moment knowing Christian is finally going to be coming back. So
I do solidarity is as a person who loves to talk and would love a captive audience. I'm glad that he took the opportunity when he had it.
Yeah, talk for 6 hours. Yeah, I would love to see Christian go back and play in those like challenges that lasted 12 hours back in the day when he had talked the entire time for 12
The other
hours.
people are just like,
He's probably going to talk Ozzy off the pole.
Yeah,
If they get that far.
yeah. Put Christian against Tom Westman and Ian in Palau and see what happens.
Tom throws the game.
No, Tom would have probably threatened to sue the show if Christian just kept talking, because that's what he did in Palau. Is like he threatened to sue if Jeff like had them go through with like standing on one leg or whatever Jeff was going to make them do to make it go faster. So, like,
oh, the plot thickens.
Yeah, the plot does thicken. All right, so Alec is gonna go unanimously. I mean, Alec was actually a fun character because, like, for everybody knowing that he broke his NDA like before the season started, like, people expected that he was gonna get nothing in the edit, and he actually got more than like everyone was expecting. So,
Well, I mean, he's so crucial, especially obviously in the Natalia Blindside,
Right.
And then he's clearly like, if they want to edit the season to have any intrigue, he's the only Goliath who is genuinely making an effort to like try to maybe flip. Because you got to think, even Mike and Angelina, who eventually do end up working with Nick, it's actually not that they truly wanted to work with Nick. They wanted Nick out. He just kept winning at the end of the game. So like, I think that's why he still got an edit, because like, unless you're just going to portray it as like he's like, you know, purple Alec, and then the rest of the Goliaths are like, we want to stick together. Like,
yeah, you do kind of have to show Alec, so I agree with that. But they've done Stranger Things on not a plug for Stranger Things, by the way. They have done Stranger Things in the show with certain people that are actually somewhat important. I mean, I'll bring up Heather in 41.
Heather, everybody knows Heather.
Yeah, they just destroyed her edit when she was actually in control with the winner of the season. So, like, yeah, it's insane what they do sometimes. All right, then we, of course, are going to get this where Godfather Carl becomes literally drunk with power, and he makes Gabby upset.
I mean, to be fair, everything makes Gabby upset, but
I want to say, like, it's kind of, from a storytelling standpoint, it's perfect. He gets his big moment where he uses the nullifier correctly. He gets the power. He finally is in, like, you know, all the Davids have the numbers now. He's in power, and then off with his head. King's gone. Like, and he's drunk while it happens. Like,
it's so funny. It's
perfect.
It's so funny. My favorite line is Christian being like, Godfather Carl beckoned me to his bedside while he's drunk.
The beckoning. I did not need the image that came to my head of Carl beckoning.
kind of like a dying king that's like, come hither. Like I give my empire to you.
Yeah. my son.
My king, I'm here.
Yeah. And speaking of edits, we also get Allison like getting all of a sudden becoming this big threat when we haven't seen that much of her.
I think she's another one that is kind of like underrated this season. Like I think on any other season she would have been like a pretty big character and like a big player, but there's just so many like personalities that kind of overshadow hers that she gets like I forgot all about her, and then in the rewatch I was like, oh, I actually really remember liking her, but she's not like somebody that my mind goes back to in this season because she's just kind of forgettable.
I think that it comes down to the fact that like whenever the 3 big threats went right in a row for challenges, the show loves an edit where like somebody's the challenge threat, right? Like pretty much any season, like they'll turn whoever is winning challenges into that. And I think at this point, like she's not winning a lot of challenges, but she's just performing well enough that the people are talking about it. So they're like, okay, like this satisfies this quota for the end of the season. Like she's going to be our like final boss.
Yeah. 100%. Now we get to the challenge and we get another iconic Angelina moment. We have Angelina negotiating for rice. She got rice for the tribe, guys. Like this is like she did this selfless act.
Can I like do my impression of what happened?
Please do.
Angelina proposes for the rice deal, and she's like, we will each give our firstborn child. We will each give up our entire life savings. We will literally give you every bit of clothes off our back, and like we will sign away the souls of our parents if you can give us like 2 rices. And he's like, oh, that's a bad deal. And then he's basically, Jeff sits there and thinks about it. He's like, how about this, Angelina, if you sit down and shut up, I will let the tribe have rice.
Oh God.
That's Devin's impression of what happened.
Yeah, well, it's just funny. Angelina's like, oh yeah, I'm a master of negotiation, and it's just like, I think Jeff's the master of negotiation because I'm pretty sure every negotiation that's ever happened before this or after is just like a complete failure because nobody gives Jeff anything worth it. So, but yeah, again, we will bring this up more because this is something that comes up at Final Tribal. So. Yeah.
I mean, she did get it done.
She did. She got rice for everybody. Like, good on her.
I mean, she probably wasn't winning that challenge anyway. So.
No, she definitely wasn't. All right. So then we get the blindside of Godfather Carl. So Gabby does flip as it does Christian, which definitely is a bad move for both of them, obviously, because they're both going to go next. The Davids completely fall apart. Obviously, Nick is super petty. So he's like, you know what? Christian just betrayed me. Mason Dixon is no more.
Rightfully so, though. I mean, like, to be fair, they just used every advantage they had to finally get the numbers, only for them to be like, numbers?
Yeah, I can understand where Nick's coming from as well in this case. It is funny watching him be so irate, but I do understand it as well. Like, it is ridiculous to get the numbers and immediately toss it away. And like Christian knows he's a massive threat that has been targeted, and he gets himself the bullseye goes back on his back at this point. So yeah, it wasn't a great move for Christian or Gabby, obviously.
Considering that's what is about to follow after that all just happened. Yeah. So Nick is obviously gonna go to Mike and Angelina, and they're gonna make it happen to where Christian, they're gonna flush Christian's idol, and then Gabby is also gonna turn on Christian. This is also important because she's like, well, I know I can't beat him, so I'm gonna throw Christian under the bus. And obviously Christian is going to end up idling Gabby out of the game. So
isn't it unintentional? Does he even vote for her to go home?
I don't think so.
I was about to say he like unintentionally like does the like correct move in like taking out the person who was kind of spearheading his vote off. But
he voted for Allison.
Yeah. Yeah. So
And then it
I was about to
Mike
say,
and
like,
Angelina that voted for Gabby.
yeah.
I mean, this is just. I love Christian and Gabby as characters, but like this is really bad gameplay. Like the rounds leading up to their boots, the Carl round in particular, and then their boots. I mean, it's literally like two people who I think got just a little too in their head about what needed to happen, and what needed to happen was at least two more Goliaths needed to go home before you start flipping. The only Goliath you should be keeping around at this point is Angelina.
Yeah. 100%. Like
I just
you gotta
Googled Christian and Gabby to see when I was looking at the votes to see who he voted. And the first thing that pops up is Christian and Gabby's game falls apart when they vote out Carl.
Yeah.
As you were saying that.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, it does kind of.
Yeah, you got to make moves at the right time, and obviously this wasn't the right time. Like I feel like a lot of people forget that, and you have to get to the end to even have a shot at winning. So,
yeah, I mean, and also like in Gabby's case, like she's like, "Oh, I need a big move on my resume," and I'm sitting here thinking, like, "Girl, you need to find a way to get to the end with Angelina and Mike, and hope the jury just thinks, well, Mike's rich and Angelina, we don't want her to win, and we're going to give it to Gabby." That should be your move, not try to take Christian out and give the numbers back to the Goliaths.
Right. Yeah. I think she's just thinking that she's gonna, if she doesn't do it, she's gonna end up riding with Christian to the end, and then lose to him. But like obviously.
Start practicing fire and hope to beat him in fire.
Yeah. At that point. Yeah. So yeah, Gabby's gonna go, and now obviously Christian is gonna go next. Now that he doesn't have an idol, and they're gonna split it again. I do obviously think, because I think Davie obviously considers again as well. Trying to save Christian, but obviously him also letting Christian go is then going to lead to Davie being the next boot as well. So like the Davids really don't do themselves any favors at this point because they keep turning on each other.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just going to be honest. Like at this point, pretty much every David besides Nick had burned their chance at winning the game.
Yeah, I guess it is fitting that like Nick does end up winning out and get into the end and winning, because like he's the only David who doesn't burn his chance. Like he didn't deliberately set himself up to be the last David where he's winning all the immunities. Like he didn't want to do that. It's just that the other Davids like destroyed their games.
She botched it.
Yeah.
So, and Nick already had like that established relationship with Mike and Angelina.
Right.
They're from their napalm days. So,
exactly. Yeah. So, Christian's going to go. Obviously, we'll see him on 50. Again, super excited. Got to support my nerds. All right. And then finale time. And so Davie's going to go here. But we should also bring up, of course, this is where we get Angelina's 50-foot ladder in this finale. Or 100-foot ladder, whatever it is, and to find her idol, and you also get Mike White getting wine drunk.
That honestly, to me, like outside the game reasons you bring back Mike White, the only reason I would want to see him back is if they tell him from the get-go, like whenever they get off the boat and Jeff's announcing things, he's also like, and Mike, you will have a bottle of wine at all times during the season. I'm sorry for everybody else, you don't get wine, but Mike has to be wine drunk.
Oh my god!
Because this was great. Him just being like, "I'm coming."
Yeah. What does he find in the sand? Because it's just like he's just sitting around in the sand at some point, and then he's like. Or was that earlier?
He finds the clue because Angelina drops it when grabbing the ladder, and then Mike.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
That's another funny thing is like Angelina just like going crazy trying to find it, and Mike's just like drunk in the sand. And he just finds it like next to him, and he's like, "Geez, Angelina," like gets up and has to like get back at it.
Yeah.
Like he's so inconvenienced, which is like the funny thing about his personality. He's just like, damn it, and he has to like get up and like get involved in what's going on.
He's like, I gotta play Survivor.
Oh my god, line in his hand. He's like, these idiots, and he comes up.
Yeah. And this is also because Angelina wants to embarrass Allison by making her the fake idol. Like it's so bad. Like she's like she has no concept of the jury management that she needs to even like stand a chance at winning. She's like just like, no, I'm gonna make fun of Allison.
No, can I tell you what I think it is? I think she knows what like fans want to see as jury management. Like, but like when it's like the most literal way you could go about doing it. Like instead of being at all subtle, it's like she comes in and she's like, fans want to see me build a fake idol. So I built the fake idol and I planted it near Allison's bag so that Allison would be guaranteed to find it. And she's like, and I'm going to blindside Allison because it would make me, it's almost like everything that you would ask for but done in the worst way possible. That's my opinion on it.
Yeah. I mean, Angelina's like very petty. I mean, as we see, like she literally gets mad because like she gets voted for by the Goliaths, and she's just immediately like, oh, I'm gonna try to go against all the Goliaths now. So
I mean, honestly, I hate saying it like this, but if I was the backup target for my own damn alliance and I did not go home, their asses are grass.
That's true.
Like for me, they're done for. Like, if you're going to shoot a shot at me, you better fucking hit. That's my opinion. But I don't think that's how Angelina plays. I think Angelina was like, I can't believe that they turned on me. I'm like, girl, you screwed the pooch 4 rounds ago, and you've been drugged you're going to get drugged to the end because you're the goatiest of goats this season.
The goatiest of goats, yes. Not to be confused with the foatiest of goats. But
very different goats.
All right, so Allison is gonna go. We get Mike White telling her she gets a B+ or whatever it is. Way out. Then fire making, and Nick is gonna win out again, and it's gonna be Mike White versus Kara. Mike beats Kara, and then we are gonna get our final 3. Obviously, I think the highlights are that, Nick does a good job selling the David versus Goliath storyline. Yeah. Angelina obviously brings up that she got rice for her tribe, and then everybody's like, that doesn't mean anything.
Do you know something? The thing that she really probably should have highlighted is that she convinced Dan to play an idol on her. But she doesn't bring that up. Instead, she's like, but I got us rice.
Yeah. That was her move, is getting rice.
Hopefully she's learned some lessons for 50 if she gets again.
No, we don't want her to learn lessons. We want, like, as much as I love personal growth for most people, like, I am anti Angelina having personal growth. I want Angelina in this state for 50.
Yeah,
we'll see.
I guess
there should be a rice negotiation challenge.
Yeah, we need that.
Oh my god.
I mean, I think if given the choice, I think people would be super entertained watching us get David versus Goliath, Angelina, and Tokenteam's coach. Like, I just feel like everybody wants that again. So, final tribal. Also, Mike White reportedly did give the game to Nick. He basically was like, I have money, like, don't vote for me, is reportedly what was said. And
really?
So, yeah. I don't know 100% if that's true, but that's, like, I guess the rumor of what happened. So,
I'll just be honest. I think that going into that, like, to me, it was like, there's no other winner pick but Nick. In my opinion.
I do think, I do think I understand, like, why Nick wins. He had really good advantage plays. He did set it up for the Davids to have the numbers, and then they blew it. And then he played with the cards he was dealt in that moment and won out. But like I do think Mike White did play a very solid game as well on this rewatch.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying like Mike White might be like one of the, if not the richest person they've ever had on the show.
Yeah.
So it's like, let's give the guy who literally came here and could produce the show himself more money. Like as much as I want to vote on game, like I'm also sitting here thinking like, there's two people here that this is truly game-changing money, and then the other one's probably going to use it to put a pool in their backyard. Like,
yeah, true. Yeah.
And he's even richer for 50. I wonder if that's going to work against him. If people are going to be like,
I don't have high prospects. I don't think that it's
either going to be
looking at it.
Yeah, it's either going to be like they're going to vote him out because of that early, or they're going to want to keep him around for a White Lotus cameo.
Yeah,
one of those two. It's one of those two.
I'd want the cameo.
He's either going to go super deep,
that might be my strategy,
or he's going to be one of the first gone. Like it's just that's what's going to happen.
Yeah,
people just go up and they're like, "How many episode cameos do I get if I can get you to final tribal council?"
All of them.
Hell yeah!
I'll make the main character.
Yeah.
I never have to work again.
But yeah, so Nick wins 7-3-0, and let's get to the rankings and the other stuff. So our first boots, I think we can talk about both Pat and Jessica because Jessica was technically the first voted out, but I honestly don't think Pat or Jessica are going to crack this anyway. But we do have Tina, Sonia, Fairplay, Francesca, Zane, Sierra, Sugar, Francesca, Chicken, and Rupert. So,
these are all way better first boots. So
not even worth the discussion.
Yeah.
Listen, unless it was Natalie Cole, nobody was cracking that top.
Yeah, 100%. Fallen Angels, we will discuss Kara. But our Fallen Angels are Cerise, Esternino, Kelly Wentworth, Malcolm, Jerry, Devin Pinto, Kathy V.O., Rudy, Ty, and Yowman. I don't think Kara cracks this top 10 either. I don't think she was a terrible player. She did some things right, but she didn't get too much of an edit because I think, after Dan was gone, she just kind of integrated herself through and kind of floated because I guess she didn't really have to do anything. So
she's pretty.
I'm not saying that Kara was purple, but she was definitely like magenta. So
yeah, agreed. So no's on both of those. Losing finalists, I think we could potentially depending on our categories for like how we're gonna do this, but
who's on this list?
Character. So we have Boston Rob, Dominic Abate, Parvati Shallow, Russell Hance, Stephen Fishback, Ozzy, Colby, Chrissy Hoffbeck, Amanda Kimmel, and Kelly Wigglesworth. Angelina.
So based on this list, it's based on people who were close or should have won the game.
Right.
Yeah,
I think Mike White is below this, but not by a
Give
ton.
him 12.
Yeah, I was going to say like 12 to 15.
You guys are talking about Mike White. If I'm talking about losing finalists that like deserve to be in the top 10, like Angelina as a character like fits in more with like the coaches.
Yeah, but not based on gameplay. Angelina does not deserve to be there.
Yeah, no.
She wanted Natalie's jacket. She negotiated Ross.
I wonder who Devin's favorite player of the season is going to be.
Yeah, she survived falling off a cliff. Like I think she this is off gameplay, so categorically, like it wouldn't make sense to have Angelina.
Yeah, like based on this, what I'm looking at, neither of them. But if I was going to put one of them in the top 10, it would be her for a character, not for him for gameplay.
Yeah,
personally.
If at some point we do like the greatest characters in Survivor history, 100% Angelina is going to be in the list.
She's great.
All right. Then we have winners. So we can debate if Nick is going to be in here based off his game. So Parvati Shallow, Tony Vlachos, Kim Spradlin, Todd Herzog, Yul Kwan, Natalie Anderson, Jeremy Collins, Sarah Lucina, Boston Rob, and Richard Hatch. I don't think Nick cracks this. I mean, he had some really good advantage plays. He did like have some fun like alliance naming that endeared him to people. And he did have some clutch immunity wins when he needed them. But yeah, I just don't think he necessarily had the level of control. A lot of it was like fitting the David versus Goliath theme of playing from behind. So, which is still key in Survivor.
I think that he doesn't deserve to be in the top 10. But I do think Nick is one of the more. He is definitely one of the people who, like, based on their story for the season, I think fits like a more perfect, well-rounded story in the sense that, like, the last David took on 4 Goliaths at the end, won it all. I think that, to be fair, think about this. Okay, guys, like, look at it this way, I guess, is like, I'm sitting here thinking, if a Goliath won this season, like, what would be the takeaway? That people who were born in money with beauty and riches and athletic abilities are just not only better than us, but they're proving it too. like I think he was the only option once we got down to that final 5.
Yeah, 100%.
I do think he has a more interesting story, but gameplay wise, no.
Yeah. Adrienne, Jonathan, any arguments for Nick?
I'll give him like 16th or like 14th or something like that. Or I don't know, like maybe 16th, 17th. Like he wasn't bad. Again, like, yeah, his role fit the story very well, like going from like the beginning to the end. And obviously,
I like him better than Tony. I'm just gonna be honest.
And he obviously comes back for Winners at War, and he gets a little bit more analyzed in that one when they kind of actually deduce what his whole game is about.
Mm-hmm.
When they're like, he's a hyena, and then it's like he just creeps on in and stuff like that, and it's like, wait a minute,
like Vampire Jonathan.
Yeah, and that's when like he gets but go a little bit more into like what makes him tick further on down the line. But I think for who he was as a character in this season, it worked very, very well. But I think in the grand scheme of things of Survivor history, obviously not cracking that top 10 list, but maybe he'll be like a high teens, low 20s.
Yeah. I'd say like 17 to 21.
Yeah,
I think he's more like in the 12 to 15 range, personally.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'd have to really look. I'd have to look at all the winners, but like,
yeah,
there are some.
He's definitely not the worst.
There are some people who play scrappy games, but to be fair, my opinions would not have Tony on this list. Like, I do not like Tony's wins. I think they're both very luck dependent on the fact that other people just ignore him.
Tony.
Ooh, I don't know if I agree with that necessarily, but that might be a debate.
Yeah, you don't like Tony.
Like, it's not a shocker. Like, he's not my cup of tea of a.
That's fair. That's fair. I'm a Tony fan, so it makes sense. But all right, and now the seasons. This is where I think we're gonna definitely probably argue for it to be in here. But we do have Heroes versus Villains, Cagayan, Micronesia, Second Chances, Pearl Islands, China, Borneo, Cook Islands, and the Blood versus Water seasons. I definitely have David versus Goliath in my top 10. I think I have it in my top 5. So what do you guys think?
Definitely a top 10. I think San Juan del Sur is going to go bye-bye.
Yeah, I think so.
And I can't think, like, out of the top 5, maybe I think it could knock out Pearl Islands out of the top 5. I think it'll go down like one spot. I think so.
I love Pearl Islands.
Adrienne's like, no, I'm the contrarian of the group. No.
Can I throw in a hot take? I want to throw in
Thailand up there, yeah. Okay.
Like, I think that this is definitely in the top 10. I think as a standalone season, this is probably one of the easiest ones to watch if you've never watched Survivor before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is probably
it probably deserves.
I think it beats Borneo, Cook Islands, and San Juan del Sur.
Yeah,
I personally think it beats everything from. The only ones that I think it might be finished 5th for me.
Yeah, so I have it 5th in my rankings, but I do have it below Pearl Islands. Pearl Islands is in my top 3, so I would say 6th for this, just because I think it should be below Pearl Islands.
Hot take, but I also think it's better than Micronesia.
Yeah, Micronesia can just go away.
Micronesia at 3 is wild to me, but
I do like Micronesia, but I don't have it in my top 3.
No. It's like my baby. Like, Micronesia was such I would not love Survivor if I'd never watched Survivor Micronesia.
No, that can go. That's not in my
the one for me. The one that doesn't fit in here on straight up, honestly, is Blood versus Water. I don't understand how it's in the top 10.
I do think it's a good season. I would probably have it in the teens though, but the only
reason is I feel like in particular, like looking at these seasons, like I love Tyson as a character and as a winner. I think he played a good game, but like obviously, like we know why Borneo's in here, we know why Pearl Islands and China, and like San Juan del Sur, to me, the reason I think it's better is because I think Natalie's Kill Bill storyline at the end of that season is so interesting to watch compared to like any other winner's edit. Like that one's probably one of the best winner edits of like very low key in the beginning of the game. And then like once her story starts and she's basically on Kill Bill for what happened to Nadia and Jeremy, she's just like,
yeah,
that's just cool.
Yeah. So I mean, are we saying 6th for David versus Goliath?
I would say 5th, but it's your all's list, so
yeah. So I mean, we can take like the average. Adrienne, Jonathan, or what are you guys saying?
I'd say
I mean,
5.
I'd put it 3.
Well, yeah, I think it should be in the top 5.
Okay, so I think it's gonna land in 5th at least. So, which is fine. I like this season a lot. So.
It's just the fact that this one you can go back you can bring a friend and say, let's watch Survivor and show them the season. There's no spoilers for other seasons. They're going to get a lot of what the new era has, but it kind of still is like has like gameplay and characters. Like there's not a lot of boring part. Like I think for me, it's just like one of those very easy seasons to watch.
I agree. I definitely see it. Like it's a great season. So I have no arguments against that placement. So yeah, that is the new top 10 for everything. Now let's do our favorite man and favorite woman of the season. I obviously have to go with Christian for the man. I just have to go with my fellow nerd. And then woman, we've already talked about her enough. Angelina, just the most entertaining woman on the season, besides maybe Napalm Natalie. But yeah, I have to go with Christian Angelina. Devin, you want to go next?
I'm writing mine on a piece of parchment.
Okay.
I'll go.
Adrienne?
I think mine is obviously Gabby for women. After Sarah Lucina, Gabby is my second favorite Survivor player of all time. She is. Yeah, I know. Hot take. She is. If I ever play Survivor, like I am Gabby. Like I will be out there. I will be crying. I will be finding all the nerds.
Building sandcastles.
I will be building sandcastles. I will be crying. I will be sensitive to everything anyone says. I'll be like, everyone's leaving me out. I love her. I love her. I love this. I have a soft spot for Gabby. And because of that, I would say my favorite male is Christian because they're just an iconic duo. And I love them.
Completely agree. Jonathan?
I'll say Angelina for female castaways. In the beginning, I did not like her because I was like, she's just so annoying and she's just ruining everything. But now that now that she's coming back for 50 and I look back on this and I'm like, well, of course, like she's a character. Like it's funny. Like it's just kind of like, yeah, like that's what she does. For guys, I would usually like say Christian, but I know Christian's going to get a lot of love. So I'll say Davie because Davie was really, I like that he was, I think one of my very first images I saw this season was him like holding the idol in front of like Jeff. Like when I first played it, I was like, one day I'll get to that season, whatever that is. And he's just like holding it like, this, Jeff? You want this? And I was like, okay, this guy's cool.
Yeah, he has some other fun moments we didn't address. Him pouring beer on his head, or his mom being like, "Where's Davie?" Like that one's good too. Like there's some really fun moments with him. Or holding John Hennigan's jacket. Like it's really good. Devin, your favorite man and woman?
Can you all read it?
Angelina and Nick.
Wow. So I have to support my fellow Kentuckian who won Survivor.
That makes sense.
Love Nick on the show. He does have extremely, strangely deranged white teeth that are
Is that normal?
And just baffle me. But I mean, I think overall, like Nick as a person on Survivor, he did Kentucky proud. Like he brought home the trophy for us finally as after seasons. I mean, so that's him. And then obviously like Angelina, and the reason Angelina speaks for herself. Like,
yeah,
Angelina's. Can I have your jacket?
Yeah,
Mhm.
Natalie.
Yeah, Natalie.
All right, last question before we close this out. How did this season contribute to the evolution of Survivor as we know it? It's the plurality votes, the strategic acumen that's displayed in this season. I think all the characters. I think the casting definitely like starts improving from here on out. Although like then we're gonna get to the new era, but I think certain aspects of casting they did take and bring into later seasons. So
Can I say one thing? I obviously like I rewatched this season for this podcast, but I feel like my Survivor knowledge is pretty there. Is this the first season where we truly seen a storyline based around women finding idols and how they don't find as many as men? And nowadays, like we do see a lot more women when like sort of finding idols and stuff. So I do think that it did put that in the forefront of women who play now that, you know, they should be looking like it's not just guys who can find idols. Like,
yeah.
So I think that's also important because I don't think another season ever really acknowledged that yet. Obviously, like it was Natalie and Allison, I believe, that really kind of brought that to the forefront of the show.
100% agree with that, Devin. Adrienne?
I mean, I feel like you already covered it. Like everything that you said at the beginning, I feel like I don't have anything new. It definitely casting for sure. I think it's top tier. I think the 30s in general were pretty good at casting, but this one just had so many good characters that I was happy with.
Agreed.
Yeah, and then we brought up the fact that this was like the start of the idol nullifier becoming a weapon in the game. That
because they will use it again in 39 to heartbreaking effect on our good friend Janet. So, all right, Jonathan, how do you think it contributed to the evolution of the game?
I'll just double down on everything that everyone's been saying. It's just like a really good season overall, like gameplay wise, strategy wise, advantage wise, advantages being played at like the exact right moment. I personally hadn't seen this many like ricochet moments for me since like Heroes versus Villains. Specifically like namesake like when Tyson got voted out, like kind of like that level of layered gameplay and moves like since then. And I think out of all the 30s, all the seasons in the 30s, I know everyone's like really like obsessed with like Second Chance and stuff like that. But I think like this one, like 31 and 37 are the two big seasons out of the 30s that are the best. But I would definitely get out of here. I would definitely offer this season up on a silver platter to like someone that has never watched Survivor before, because we've been talking about what season to show a newbie, and I think this is the season to give someone. Like, save Kagion, save Heroes, like give this one to like a newbie to get them hooked, and then show them everything else.
I agree. All right. Yeah. So that is David versus Goliath. This was a great one. And next week, Jonathan, you'll be back with Coach Drew and Kevin Hanna. We'll be talking about Edge of Extinction. It's time to talk about Rick Devens and the Kool-Aid Man. We will talk about the 4 returnees. We will talk about Chris Underwood somehow winning after spending only 13 days in the game of Survivor.
He did what he needed to do.
Yeah, we'll talk about that next week. ...
To be continued.
Can I do an outro? I really have an outro.
Oh, God.
Yeah. All right. I can't wait.
Okay. Right. I want you all to picture it. Survivor 50. The cast is being revealed. And there's one of 2 ways they can go about it. But there's only 1 or 2. And I'll be disappointed if neither of these happen. we see Angelina and she's either in Natalie's jacket or we see Angelina and she's like in one of those pimp jackets, like with the fur and the big thing. And she's just like, oh, I got a big jacket this season.
Yeah.
If that was the reveal of the cast, like that would have been great. Like I want Angelina to come onto the island in either Natalie's jacket or like a really big puffy like parka type jacket.
Agreed. Well, on that note, we will see you next week for more Survivor 1 through 50 on the Tribe of Nerds.
Bye.